comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and it's me, Mike Spider Slayer, bringing to you a special Walking Dead Rewind. That's right, guys, I have not done the Walking Dead Rewind in a long time, and the reason why that this one is a special one is because it has to do with the season finale of The Walking Dead. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be comparing the last issue that the Governor was in, which is The Walking Dead issue number 48, and talking about the season finale of The Walking Dead as well, and kind of compare a little bit about the two things between the TV and the comic book to see how different it actually was. Okay, so in this particular episode of The Walking Dead, the season finale, which was great in itself, but it wasn't like a bloodbath as much as I thought it was going to be for the main characters. If you've seen the episode already, then you know what I'm talking about. If you read the comics already, then you know what I'm talking about too. In this season finale, you get to see the Governor invade the prison, which we all kind of knew was going to happen, especially if you're a fan of the comic books. But what happens is everything has been reversed. You see that the Governor invades the prison, there's nobody around, they go to take it over, and they make you think that Rick in the group actually has abandoned the prison, and Carl wasn't happy about the situation. That was the whole thing. So you see the Governor and all his men going to search the prison, and you find out that they get ambushed by whoever's left behind in the prison, which was Glenn and Maggie and Rick, and they send everyone packing, and you're like, whoa, what's going on here? You know, and you're just like completely shocked. You're like, this is not how it is in the comics. Of course, the show has always differentiated between the comic, but I didn't think that this was going to happen. My prediction was that they were going to invade the prison and a whole bunch of people were going to die in the show. Yes, a whole bunch of people did die in this show, but it was all the Governor's people, and one person in particular. And that person was Andrea. I couldn't be more happier that Andrea died, because in the show, I thought her character was all over the place. There was nowhere left for her to grow in the show, and it seemed like she was not a fan favorite, and they killed her off. Milton, I thought, you know, if you're a fan of the comic and you know that the Governor dies by one of his own people, I thought maybe Milton was going to kill him. I was right in a way, because he did try to kill him, but he turns into a zombie. And we find out that Andrea dies because Milton, the zombie Milton, actually takes a chunk out of her, and she has to force to kill herself. But really no other main characters die. And I was actually shocked. And the prison thing was shocking. So, compared to the comic book, in the comic, in issue number 48, I think it is, you see the Governor invade the prison. He comes through with a tank, and you see the people's men just going in to invade the whole place, and it's just crazy. And you're like, holy shit, what's going on in here? And you see Lori and the baby. So Lori's still around at this time with Judith, and the doctor's name is Alice, and she's sitting here going, it's not what you think. We pretend that we're prisoners, you know, and I'm working for Woodbury. Everything else is a setup. So the whole plan is that Rick and Lori and Carl, they have to escape the prison. Everyone that's in the group that's in the prison has to escape. So here's where everything just completely is different. Okay, the Governor's people is on the offensive, Rick's people is on the defensive, and they're trying to escape. And you can see that you got Herschel's son Billy, I think it's Patricia, and they're trying to escape, and the Governor just no mercy, just killing everybody. Boom, dead on the ground. Herschel and Billy trying to escape at this point. Next thing you see is Herschel's like, we gotta get in the truck. So they're going and they're running in the truck, and the next thing you see is Billy blam, shot in the face. And you're like, oh, damn, yo. And he's freaking dead. And you look at him and he's like, oh, I'm dead. You know, and you're like, oh, shit. And then the governor's people, same thing in the show. They're just regular people, but they're acting, you know, they're using him as his shoulders, respecting him as a leader. So the next you see is you see Rick, and you see Lori, and you see everyone else trying to run. And running. Alice stays behind, which is the doctor that was helping the group. And she's running, and she tries to stop the governor, but she gets shot in the kneecap. So bam, she gets shot in the kneecap. And the next thing you see is the governor kicks away the gun. Boom, kicks it away. Sits there and you know, he just says, bitch, and shoots her right in the face. And it's like, oh, damn. So Lori and Rick are still running. Next thing you see is the biggest page in Walking Dead history at this point that I saw. And it's like, blam! And you're like, oh, fuck! You're like, damn, look at that shit right there. And Lori gets blown to bits, and the baby gets blown up, and you're like, oh, no! And she falls on the ground, she's dead, and all you see is a little baby's arm on top. You're like, oh, my God, no way! And then Rick sees it. Carl doesn't see it. And you're like, oh, no way. Zombies start coming in all over the place. Governor's sitting there looking down on Herschel. Herschel submits himself. He just says to Rick and everybody, just leave me. He goes, Governor, just kill me. And the next thing he says is just like, all right, fine. Boom. Just blasts out freaking Herschel. Done. You know? And you're just like, oh, my God, holy crap. And this chick sits there and she goes, you made me kill a woman and her baby, for crying out loud. What's wrong with you? And she goes and she takes the rifle to the governor's mouth. And then the next thing you see is the zombies start coming in everywhere. And zombies start coming. The townsfolk just start shooting the zombies all over the place. She takes a freaking rifle out of her mouth. And he's just like, we gotta get to the prison. He's like, governor's like, we gotta go. We gotta get to the prison. Let's just hold them off for a minute. We gotta regroup. And he starts shooting some zombies, and people are starting to panic a little bit. He's like, we gotta stick together. Next thing you see, the chick that kills Lori and the baby, blah, just shoots the governor right in the face. His eyeball goes flying all over the place. You're like, no way! This is the best, one of the best issues of The Walking Dead. Zombies start chowing down on him. It's like, oh, no way, this is crazy stuff. And the next thing you see is that the zombies just start invading, and the people start going inside. That chick kind of takes over the prison, whatever it is. The zombies start invading, and Carl and Rick just take off, and you can see that they hug each other, and that's the end. And that is the end of the prison series. So this was in Volume 8, Made to Suffer. This has everything that has to do with the governor in it. So this is, for me, the comparison to the TV show of the season finale. Like I said, the season finale was great. I didn't think it was going to be, not as gory. I thought more people were going to die. There's an unresolved with the governor. The governor and Martinez and the other dude kind of just take off after the governor loses it and kills all his own people. So really crazy stuff. I hope I gave you a really, it's somewhat of a comparison there, and you got to see a little bit of the issue of 48. Just in its own mind, they're both great series. This issue in this book here, I gave it a 5 out of 5. The story for the TV show, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 because there's just some unresolved there. Like, where'd the governor go? He just like disappeared with his 2 other people. And the whole thing with what's his name, Carl, is just like he's taken over. He's like his own little governor. He's telling his dad what to do. It's like, dude, what's going on there, Carl? And Rick has to get his son straight because he's going to end up like the governor. But so I'm going to give that one a 4 out of 5. Just because it was like, and also the whole struggle with Andrea getting those pliers. It took her like hours to get it, but nevertheless, it was still a good episode. But I think compared to the comics, I like the comics one better than the actual season finale. But guys, that is it. Tell me your thoughts on the season finale, and if you read issue 48, how the governor was in this series. Comments below. Tell me what you think. And this has been a special Walking Dead Rewind. So guys, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0, and this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. I'll see you guys real soon. Bye.